missed it, I'm going to bring them out. We're going to have a little chat, and then I'll turn it over to you and your questions. Just remember, you get one question at a time. Please no requests for character voices or anything crazy like that. And questions should be directed to all three of them. All right, y'all ready for this? And please welcome our first guest. She is an actress whose roles include Fallout 4, the Loud House movie, and the Call to Duty game series. Today she joins us to discuss the role of sleeper agent Maddie Nolan. Please welcome Katie Townsend. And next, she's an actress whose credits include Marvel Rivals, Mortal Kombat, and Pokemon Horizons. Today she joins us as the role of Counselor Shoola. Please welcome Mara Junot! And finally, she is an actress whose roles across stage and screen include Fancy Nancy, Orange is the New Black, and the touring production of Matilda the Musical. Today she joins us as the voice of Powder, aka Young Jinx. Please welcome Sinclair Jenness! Woo! Oh, ladies, welcome to Miami.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
We're so glad to have you here. Oh, wow. Been having a good weekend so far?
The best.
Oh.
Best of the best.
Well, we'll fix that.
Best.
Don't worry.
Yeah, thanks for not booing, you guys.
Right?
They weren't gonna do that.
Yeah,
they weren't gonna do that. Oh, Mara, big Sam and Max fan. Thank you.
What's that?
I'm a big Sam and Max fan.
Oh, nice. Oh, my God.
I'm a big Sam.
You may be the first person to ever reference that. That's amazing.
I was, when that was an independent comic in the 80s, yes, I'm old. Yes, that was my favorite. So any Sam and Max project comes out, I jump on immediately.
Amazing.
Yes.
What is that?
Are you in it?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say, now that I'm thinking about it, you kind of sound like one of the characters in this.
Oh, I might, you crack me up, pal, you know.
Wait, what are you talking about? What is
Sam
this?
and Max. I did one
Sam
called-
and Max is
Yes.
a...
Oh, I know. I think I know.
It was an
time
anime
it's
series in
virtual.
the 80s, and they've done several computer games.
Oh, cool.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's,
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
very
series.
it's a very funny cops and robbers satire.
So cute.
But we're here to talk about Arcane. Woo! So well, let's like this. I always ask this with associated properties. So let's do the origin story. How did these roles come about for you guys? What was the audition and casting process like for each of you?
I don't think I was ever told what this was for until probably like 3 months into being told I had booked the role. They kept things really, really under wraps, obviously because League of Legends is such a big deal. They didn't want to risk any sort of leaks, anything like that. So I got this audition like any other audition. I recorded it from home, and then I did something very strange, which doesn't happen a lot. They had kind of like an open call type of thing. It was a callback, but it was also like an open call, so it was people who were just coming from all over the place, which a voiceover doesn't really happen a lot. Yeah, and I went through quite a few rounds of callbacks. I got to work with David Lyerly, the director, Christian and Alex, the showrunners, and then I got the part, and we ended up being able to do a table read a few months later at the Riot campus with the whole cast of season 1, which was really wonderful. We did a table read of the first episode, and
that is not a very common thing.
That never, ever, ever
Even in
happens.
regular face production, usually it's getting to be a rare thing. You get to do that.
Yeah, they gave us a tour of the Riot campus in LA, and it was so much fun. Yeah, and we got to do a table read, which never, ever happens. But it really was such a wonderful, rare experience, and we all just kind of were able to understand who we all were and who each other was. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Yeah, I believe that's the first time I met you, actually. It was like I had a similar experience. I did not realize that I was auditioning for anything more than I saw Riot Games. So at the time, they were only known for League of Legends. So I'm just skimming through. Look, the voiceover world can move very fast. And so you're just skimming through emails, you're just knocking out your auditions and things like that. So I see this audition from Riot Games, and I'm assuming it's some role in League of Legends. How awesome would that be, right? So I go ahead and audition, and most people know me as Shoola, you know, the councilwoman in the show, but actually I didn't audition for Shoola. I initially auditioned for Jules, who is, I believe she's like in episode 2, and she's the one at the table like, make your choice. That was me. It's literally like a 2-line audition. And I think the only reason I got it was because I decided to ad-lib, which I never do in my auditions. But I was like, you know, what the hell? I'm gonna try to give myself an edge. So I was like, make your choice, asshole. Clearly I made a few people laugh, and somehow I got a call back. And then, yeah, so the next thing you know, I get a message from my agent that I can do the table read in LA next week. And I'm sorry, I'm like, what table read? What do you mean table read for a video game audition? And then all of a sudden it's clicking. Next thing you know, I'm in the room with incredible actors like her, J.B. Blanc, you know, Yuri Lowenthal, all these. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I think there's been a mistake. Because I don't know what I'm doing on Riot headquarters. And yeah, things unfold. And then somehow later I was offered the role of Shoola, and somehow here I am.
Now you got me thinking of a table read for like a fighting video game. Like, I will defeat you. Left, left, right, strong kick, uppercut. Is that what you wanted? Yeah. Back it up a little bit.
Bizarrely, my introduction to Arcane was a little unusual. So 10 years before I got the role of Maddie, I'd moved from Glasgow in Scotland, where I'm from, to LA, and was a struggling actor, and had auditioned for a short film and didn't get it. And then the writer of the short film said, you'd actually be really suitable for this indie film I've written. I'm gonna do, it's not being made yet, we're trying to get it funded, but we're gonna do like a sort of a staged reading for an audience to try and get some funding. Would you be up for that? And I was like, yeah. And I took it really seriously because I hadn't booked a lot of roles, so I like came, it was like this sort of like butch character, butch lesbian. I came totally in the role, learned it off book, like put my heart and soul into this reading for this writer, who was also at the time kind of a struggling writer trying to get this film made. The film never got made. It was such a great script, but it never happened. But like 10 years later, I got a message on Facebook from Amanda Overton, who was the writer. He was a writer. Yay, Amanda! Very good friend of mine. So she wrote to me on Facebook and said, I've been a gamer for years. I love your work. You know, we hadn't spoken in years, really since probably I'd done the reading. And she said, I'm working on a little show for Riot Games and Netflix, this little wee show. And I've been writing this, you know, the beginnings of this character, and your voice keeps kind of floating into my mind. And I keep thinking of you as this character. Would you be open to meeting? And I was like, oh my God, like salivating, like, yes, please. And so we took a meeting, and then I went to Riot Games to see a sort of screen. This was actually weirdly before season 1 had come out. So I was, you know, I was cast for Maddie actually for season 2, before season 1 had even been released into the world, if you can wrap your mind around that. But yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna be in a TV show, la la la. And then she was like, but you have to audition because there's executives that need to sign off on that, and you're not a famous person. And I was like, oh, damn it. And so, but when I saw the pilot of season 1, as you all did, my mind was blown. Like my head, like, I mean, I was just like, it was the most, like it almost exploded. It was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen. And then I got this fire inside where I was like, I want this role more than anything. I want to be part, even if it's like a tiny part, I want to be part of this magnificent show. And I knew it was going to be a success from the moment I saw that pilot. Something in my, you know, and so I had to kind of still jump through the hoops and I think I did an audition and a callback and a sort of workshop type situation, reading sort of fake scripts that weren't, you know, trying to the beginnings of this character. And then it got down to me and a celebrity actor. And I've been in LA pursuing acting for a long time, and when a celebrity enters the mix, usually you're a goner. It happens all the time, and that's happened a bunch of times. I've you know, lost out to celebrities. So, but then I got a call from one of the other producers to say I got it, and I got to call Amanda, who'd become a friend of mine, and deliver the news and say, I got the role, and we were both very excited, and yeah, it was just amazing. So that was the kind of way that, so if it wasn't for Amanda Overton, who is not only a friend now, but just such a hero of mine, and I'm sure a hero of some of yours, I wouldn't be in Arcane. Someone else would.
And I love stories like this because this is how, as a performer and an actor, you do a gig and how sometimes it just boomerangs back into your world. That little table reading you did 10 years ago, you know, oh, hey, what was that? But yeah,
You just never know when you're starting. Is anyone here an actor, or voice actor, or wants to be, or it's a dream or anything? I always see hands hovering. Yeah, you never know, you know, when you're starting out, you know, a lot of the time you're doing free work or work that's questionable or questionable start. Like my first film, I was like sleeping on a mattress on a floor in like an old house. You know, it was like sharing a mattress with like two strangers. It was very, you know, there's all sorts of stories like that. We've all got those kinds of stories, or most of us do. But, you know, it is amazing when one of those opportunities circles back around. And that's kind of part of the joy of the pursuit, is you never know when that moment's going to come.
And that's why you never phone it in.
Yeah.
Never phone it in.
It's true.
Always give it that 110% because you never know when that domino is going to knock something over.
Absolutely.
So, wow. So, what, when people will often say, especially in a project early on, it's like, did you know it was going to be successful? When did each of you realize that, I think it's fair to say this series kind of eclipsed expectations? When did you personally realize, oh, wow, I'm in something that's something?
I mean, you can attest to this fully, so please jump in and tell this story with me because it's pretty unbelievable. Season 1 premiere, which was in November of 2021.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, we were all in LA. That was also on the Riot headquarters. And it was the whole cast of season 1, all of the writers, all of the producers, showrunners, everyone who was involved. And we were all able to go into this it was like this bubble movie theater. It was very strange, but it was like this huge premiere. We all went into this movie theater and we were able to screen the first 3 episodes of season 1. And for most of us, that was the first time we had seen anything past the first episode, all the way through, at least. And we were all sitting there and hearing these audible reactions coming from everyone in that room. And by the time we left, it was about to premiere all over the world at that point. And I believe it was at the after party when it finally dropped. When it officially came out on Netflix.
I actually did not make that initial screening.
Oh shit.
But no, it's fine. But I saw the press.
Yeah.
And what was it? Was it New York City or was it Japan?
I think it was New York first.
Yeah.
Long story short, we were all there at the after party, just celebrating this really beautiful thing that we had all created together. And once we had seen the animation and all of our work and the soundtrack, all of it, we knew this was gonna be a thing. But we had all been sitting there, and it came out in New York first. And I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been JB, who turned to me and he goes, "Netflix just crashed."
Oh my God. Yeah,
and I went,
that's right.
And I went, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, the whole site, no one can get on." Wow. As it started to continue to premiere all over the world, the site continuously just kept not working. The entire site crashed worldwide. And then we were on Netflix, #1 series for weeks, months. And my whole life changed in that moment. And I know that's sappy and people say that all the time, but no, truly it did. Right. It's watching that in real time is something that I'm never going to forget. I hope I never forget that, because that feeling, especially being with everyone who had been there since the very beginning of the process, at that point, it must have been 6 years of work or something insane like that. We were all together in this space watching, the seeds that we had sowed years ago finally come to fruition, and it was unbelievable. But that's definitely the moment I knew that oh, this isn't just some video game adaptation, whatever, which is still a wonderful thing, but this was something entirely different.
Yeah, it was just a phenomenon. Absolutely. We'd never seen anything like it. And when you wait 6 years for a show to come out, I mean, we were all buzzing, amongst each other, is this even still a thing?
We didn't know if it was ever
Yeah, right. We'd almost
because it
forgotten.
was delayed over COVID. It was supposed to come out during COVID. Do you remember?
There is a precedence for this. I've known people that have done whole I did a Micronauts series that was 50 episodes 8 years ago, and it's sitting in a vault somewhere, and it may never be seen. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, more common than people realize.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what was your wow moment?
Well, I mean, when I first, like I mentioned, when I went to visit Riot, and it was so interesting because originally, Arcane, if you can believe it, was kind of a side project that they weren't taking that seriously. So it was they were in a back building. They weren't in the main studio at Riot Games, is just as you said, it's incredible. But the Arcane department was like way at the back. But as I sat in a screening room, when I was first invited to Riot, and it was like Amanda and there's a couple of other people there, but it was that moment when I saw like the opening visuals for season 1, and I just knew, like with every fiber of my being, I just knew that this was something that not only I hadn't seen before, that the world hadn't seen before, and that it was just gonna smash ceilings, and incredible things were gonna happen. And it was so surreal knowing I was attached to the project when I finally did get offered the role, and then seeing season 1 come out and having to stay quiet and seeing pictures and videos from that amazing event and being like, I should be there.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't
But-
even know.
Yeah, and it was just incredible, and I wasn't surprised by the success of season 1, and I wasn't surprised by the success of season 2, because the writing is so phenomenal, and the animation, I just knew it was this lightning in a bottle thing. The performances were so phenomenal, and I just had fully had faith in the project. And it was amazing to watch it unfold the way that it did. And I couldn't wait to tell you all who I really was.
What have each of you enjoyed the most about your characters?
I grew up with Powder. I auditioned for Powder for the first time. I must have been 9. I started recording at 10, turned 11 while I was recording. And yeah, I think something that I really love about Powder is how family-oriented she is. And obviously there's some of that in Jinx as well, but Powder in specific would do anything for her people, whether that's her chosen family, found family, Milo, Clagger, Vander, all those people. Even Silco, if you want to argue that. I don't know. I can't even. Or, biological family, Vi. Like, in that moment when she is still Powder, she would do anything for those people. And I think that's something, that is a trait in Powder that I think feels a lot like me. Because I would, and I do, I do anything for the people that I love, the people that are in my life. I believe are there for a reason, And that's something to me that's always really stuck out about her. And also her wit and that dry sense of humor that she has. It has always also resonated with me because that is also very much up my alley. So yeah, I think the love that she has for her family, even if she doesn't always go about it right, aka blowing up her entire family. Sorry, if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry that I'm spoiling, but it's literally 3 episodes in. Like, you'll be fine. Yeah, I think she's so beautifully written, and it feels very authentic to me then, and feels very authentic to me now.
Woo!
Great answer. As for me, starting with Jules, the character that I initially auditioned for, I just loved her because she was a freaking badass, and I'm all about playing badasses wherever I can because I absolutely do not feel like a badass in real life. I just play one on games and TV now. And I think why I actually didn't attend that premiere is because Jules was supposed to be just a one-off. She was just supposed to. David Lyerly, the casting director, he kind of revealed to me later down the line, he was just like, yeah, Jules is a one-off, unfortunately. I'm like, damn it, the show looks so, I know. I was like, please tell me there's more. I gotta be more part of this. And he's like, I got some good news. We've got another character coming, just hang tight. And then later he revealed to me, that I would be voicing Shoola. And we didn't know what Shoola looked like at the time. And initially, we regretted that because she has such a badass look, with the clock stuff on her neck and all of this and the bald head. And I was like, oh, man. And me and David were like, man, if we knew she was going to look like that, we might have given her a little more. But I'm kind of glad I didn't know because I'm hearing so much from the fans that they love kind of the regalness and the elegance that I brought to the character. And I think if I'd have known what she looked like in advance, it would have kind of really colored her as a character in a completely different way. And what I like about Shoola is, you know, I tried to bring that sense of, you know, Shoola is kind of the anchor in the council that kind of keeps everyone together. You know, she's very neutral. She keeps everything in order. That's her job. And so I tried to play her from this place of purity, a place of justice, and just seeing her as kind of like the embodiment of justice. And so I've received really good feedback from that. So yeah, it was a blessing in disguise that I didn't know she was such a badass looking character. She is.
My favorite thing about Maddie. Let me get my list. Actually, I'll tell a quick story. So what I loved most, it's kind of a narcissistic answer, but I'll explain. What I love most about Maddie is that I was able to freely pour so much of myself into the character. They use my images to build the character and video clips to create her mannerisms. And so particularly in that opening scene with Vi, when she's very awkward and a little kind of twitchy, like that is all from me. And years and years ago, when I started in video games, I got cast for a role in a big game called Spider-Man with Yuri Lowenthal. Well, hold the applause because it's a sad story. Okay. I'm loving the feedback. Keep the boo. I was cast as Mary Jane and had started working on the project. It was a huge breakout role for me. They'd done the full scan, they built the character. This is so scary. I've never told this story before. Wow, this is liberating, guys. You're my therapist now.
Otaku Fest exclusive.
Exclusive. You're my therapist now. Yeah, so I started working this game. It was a dream come true. I actually had originally auditioned for a villain, and then they said, "Oh, we love all your like weird quirks. Your kind of twitchy," but they didn't say that, but that's what they meant. Your twitchy, weird personality. We want to create a new version of Mary Jane that encompasses those qualities and move away from this sort of original Wonder Bread traditional. So I started working in the game, and then I think someone high up at Marvel decided that they didn't like my quirks anymore, and that they wanted to go back, and they cast Laura Bailey, who is a legend. I've worked with Laura. She's an icon of mine. She belongs in that role. She's incredible. But they kind of cast me with all my weird quirks, which amazed me at the time. I couldn't believe someone wanted me to be in a role like that. And my biggest fear was that it would be taken away, and then it was. And actually, I spiraled in a depression for a long time. I was really sad. I actually didn't work for a few years because I kind of had a bit of a mental health spiral. So sad part of the story. But actually, I'll be honest, like Arcane was the first project that reignited my passion for the craft. And I got to play myself, I got to do my own accent, and I was able to unself-consciously, pour my heart and soul into this role and be weird and twitchy and unique in myself. And they wanted to capture that. And so when I first saw a clip, the opening clip of Maddie, when she's interacting with Vi, when I first saw it, and I thought this character's kind of awkward and weird, and it made me feel icky for a moment. And then I had I was in tears because I thought, oh wow, like those things about me that were a bit strange and that they didn't want for that project, they've embraced in this project. And I just felt so proud that I was able to show who I truly was through this character. And then they made her evil and killed her. But up until then, it was amazing. I'm still proud of all that, I mean, I honestly wouldn't change a thing about the character. I loved her arc, and I just loved creating mischief and annoying you all. It was a joy.
Well, yeah, get a round of applause for that, absolutely. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh, thank you.
And here's the funny thing, to your credit. Originally in the comics, Mary Jane was quirky. She was spicy. Yeah. She was snarky.
Yep.
She was not Gwen Stacy was but Mary Jane. Yeah. So you were on a traditional right path. It was executive that was wrong.
It was fun, and I never actually thought I'd get cast. So I brought in a lot of my, like you were saying, you don't ad lib. Like I ad lib too much, like to the point where they're like, shut up and stop. And so I just, added in a lot of like jokes. I thought, I'm not going to get, there's no way. And so I was so loose and free and silly in that audition because I didn't think I was going to get it. And then I did. And then that was the reason I was fired. So it was a bit of a weird, it was weird. But life is weird, right? So.
You got here. You loved
Yeah.
it. It got you. It was a domino that fell that got you
I'm
there.
a firm believer in that. My grandparents, rest them. They say, they would say, what's for you won't go by you. And they would say it all the time. And it's just the way, it's a philosophy for how I navigate my life. I really believe it, that we're where we're meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely. What, for each of you, what's been the best thing to come out of this gig?
Dude, this. What? Like, yeah, I mean, getting to interact with people who love this project as much as we do, whether that be in person, at conventions, or online, it is one of the greatest joys and honors of my life to share powder with you. And getting to hear people's stories about why she resonates and why the show resonates and what it means to them is, I wouldn't trade it for anything. That is definitely my favorite part of all of this. I would not, I just cannot thank you guys enough for being so kind and being so vulnerable with me when it comes to the show, because we put a lot of ourselves into this. Being a good actor requires a lot of vulnerability and showing parts of yourself that you might be really scared to show. So seeing that be reciprocated in such a beautiful way is such an honor. So thanks, guys.
Woo!
Yeah, hard to top that answer. I absolutely feel exactly the same way. Arcane was my first animated show, so how lucky can you get? I mean, I hit the jackpot. And I mean, I'm still pinching myself every single day, when I see the fandom. And at first I questioned, like, was my character significant? Did it mean anything? Because I really did, pour as much of myself as I could into the role. But, you don't know if these things translate. You don't know what resonates. Things get, dropped on the cutting room floor. And, I think there's a snippet on YouTube. It's like all of Orla's scenes, and it's like 2 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, when you see it back to back, I'm like, that's it. But I cannot count how many people have come up to me and when they see her and like, oh my God, you voiced her. And it's just like, wow, okay. And they're like, oh my God, Shoola just means so much. Like her grace, her strength, like she inspires. And I'm like, okay, that was my intention in the booth. So to know that you guys feel that sort of thing, it just means everything to know that you're receiving what we're giving and that this means as much to you guys as it does to us. So, thank you. Yes.
Oh no, copy paste. Right. Yes, firstly the Maddie defenders, you know who you are. The few and the mighty. Freedom! Yeah, all of those, everything that you guys said, that human touch and connection with all of you has been overwhelming, actually. If you come to my table here for a chat, you'll know that I love to chat, and I love to get into people's souls and under their skin and all that stuff. But also, the relationships I've made with the team behind Arcane, the writers, the producers, all sorts, right? Every department. It's been the first project I've done with voiceover that I've gotten to know every single department, all the people, and I can call them friends. Like my castmates, I get on well with everyone. There are no arseholes in this project, really. Well, you know what it's like though, when you've been in, LA for a long time. It's, there's always one that ruins it for everyone else. But there's not in this project. Everyone is so just wholesome in their heart and passionate and loving, and that's what I think is the recipe for this, for a lightning in a bottle project like this. And I think you can feel it in every cell of the show. And so it's just that, it's all of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. They were tough acts to follow. I summoned something.
I'm trying to picture if there was a sourpuss in like the writer's room or something. Would it be like, I just want to sell my Star Wars spec script. Yeah. Somebody harping on that. I've got a meeting at Fox for a series. Yeah. So, well, ladies, before I jump on out and take our audience questions, on behalf of myself and the audience, I just want to thank all three of you. I thank you for your talents and your professionalism and the performances you brought to these roles and your collective body of work. You've all done some really fantastic job and brought so many projects and brought so much entertainment for so many, and thank you for that. Alrighty, so like I said, we can start a line over here. Let me get my phone out. So I can keep track of time. All right, so what you? Oh, you start over. Okay, let's go over here so that way we get that. That way it blow up. Sorry. Okay. So hey, what's your name?
My name is Altane.
Yes. Good to see you again. That threw me off again. Where's your wings? Nah. All right, that's what you said. What you got today?
What happened?
What you got?
So my question, my question is, if you have one, what is your favorite song between season 1 and 2 from the soundtrack of Arcane?
Okay, so I think the entire soundtrack is so unbelievable. The amount of people they were able to get on board with this project is ridiculous. I personally really love Goodbye, which is at the end of season 1, episode 3. Stunning. And I also really love the one with Sting and Ray Chen. What could have been? What could have been? So beautiful. Those are my favorites.
Oh my God, I am so drawing a blank. I used to listen to the season 1 soundtrack on a loop. And I'm not gonna say the open with Imagine Dragons because that's the only thing. It grew on me. It really did grow on me. At first, I didn't quite get. I don't know. I was like, does this? And now I'm addicted to it. Okay, God. Okay, good. Because it feels like a cop out.
Is that your favorite?
It was one of my favorites. I know I have more, but I'm totally trying to blank.
When I was
it's so good.
when I was patiently waiting over 4 or 5 years for my season to come out, a lot of thumb twiddling. Whenever when season 1 was already out and the opening would come on at the gym, even if I was having a bad day, I'd be like, I'm in a TV show, la la. Like it's totally like
Get pumped.
it really is, and I love
What's the one that's like track 3? It's like it's
track
really
3.
It's like
Anyone know?
It starts off kind of like with gears.
I love
like a-
paint the town blue. That's a big favorite of mine.
Yeah.
That is so and what else? Does anyone speak
God,
French?
titles are escaping
Mam.
me.
You got anything?
Okay.
Mameo Anemi?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah,
The King-
enemies.
the King
I feel like
Princess
that's
one.
everyone's favorite.
The King
That's right.
Princess one, yeah, that's fire.
That is just amazing. But the
Fan-
emotion. Yeah, it's the whole
Bro.
thing behind that.
Bro. Okay, bye.
So yes, please. So many.
What's your favorite?
Ooh, what could have been?
Tea.
I
Oh,
love,
wow, yep.
I love the violin
Yeah,
solo.
you tore that. I agree. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Great.
You look
great thing
amazing.
about it. Yes, absolutely.
Gorgeous.
Hi,
You also
what-
look amazing.
Hey, what's your name?
My name's Toby.
Hi, Toby.
So I want to know, what is your guys' first reactions when you first got the script, when you first read through it? Does that make sense?
No.
They never gave us the whole script.
No, well, I mean for your guys' arcs.
They never,
Well,
when we
I-
watched it for the first time.
I got the script, so.
Oh,
Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, well then
Yeah,
I guess
you have
this
the
question is
advantage.
just for you.
I didn't get them all, but I got a couple of them, and I was like, oh my god.
No, we didn't.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Everything I read was unbelievable. It completely destroyed my idea of what I thought animation could do. I was like, this is real writing. This is amazing. Yeah,
I feel like you got the edge.
I got it
You
all.
got to
Yeah,
see.
what?
I got it all.
Yeah, no, I saw my line. Make your choice, asshole. But
Wait,
that
wait,
was it.
So did you not know what was gonna happen? Did you not?
No,
beyond that scene,
Not
no.
really.
That's
No.
unbelievable.
Well, I mean, I think for me, they would give us rough drafts of the animation that they thought they were gonna use, and they'd be like, "So here's what the vibe is," and I'd be like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But we never got anything past our scenes, past the things that we were involved in, as far as I can remember.
It was so top secret. I mean, this was just such
It was also
a
like
big
called
project.
something else. Like it was like it had like a secret name, as
Yeah.
they often do with projects like this.
So yeah, they limited us. I don't even remember. Was it like S? No, I'm
It
thinking
was
of
something
season.
weird.
Yeah, it was something like
and
a
that's
couple of
that's
letters
par
or
for the
something.
course nowadays. You just do your scenes and stuff like that.
Just for their scenes. Just for their scenes. What were their first reactions to just their scenes is what I mean. If that doesn't make sense, that's fine.
No, it makes sense to me. Like,
They
how
didn't
did
get
you
the
feel
whole
when
thing
you first read your scenes? How did you feel about the writing, and how did the character resonate with you?
I think that the writing, I mean, I thought Powder was so authentic and so lovable, and I felt really bad for her. I still do.
Because
She
you
didn't
were a
deserve that.
kid
Yeah.
when you were reading that's so
I
that's
was-
a whole
I-
different perspective.
I am like canonically accurate to the age that Powder was, and now I'm the same age as Jinx.
Wow.
So I have always had so much sympathy for Powder, and the more I read my scenes, the more my heart broke for her because she did not deserve that. She never deserved that. So
There you go. Thank you. Great question.
Thank you so
Very
much.
good.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Sophia.
Hi, Sophia.
If you could pick a favorite character that isn't your own, who would it be?
Mine's Catboy. You might know him as Heimer. Catboy is my fun little name. From the moment I locked eyes on Catboy, I was obsessed because he reminded me of my own cat, and also like my grandfather rolled into one creature. I am obsessed
Ditto.
with him.
yeah, I agree. Actually, Heimer, or
Or Jinx, or Vi, or
no, but I can't really say that. I can't say Jinx because that doesn't like count. What do you guys think that counts if I say Jinx as like
Kind
counts.
of. Yeah.
No, you don't
No?
think okay. Well, I'm
Oh.
gonna say it anyway, Jinx. Sorry.
Yeah, I would say Jinx or, oh my God, I'm completely brain farting. Jason Spacek's character. Silco.
Silco.
I mean, ooh, it's just delicious. What a delicious role. Yeah. I love the villains, man. What can I say?
Mia, take that look off your face right now.
I hate Silco. You can tell everyone I said that. You can tell everyone I said that.
Uh-oh.
No, let me just. Okay.
Explain.
I just think he's so. I think Silco is so. Like.
Say it. Say it.
He just pisses me off.
There we go.
man.
Get it out.
What sort of creeper comes up to a little girl in an alley and is like, "You're coming home with me. I'm gonna make you my prodigy."
Right.
I cannot stand him.
Here, have some candy, little girl.
Lonely.
But he
Misunderstood.
no, he grew on me by the end. But like, if you wanted a daughter so bad, have one.
He didn't look
Why
like
you
he was
have
the
to
most fertile.
I don't get. He had the means with all of his science stuff. Anyway,
You can tell there's trauma
we
here.
can't get into this.
We don't like to talk about it.
There's a lot to unbox. Great question, though. Thank you. All right. Round of applause for that. Woo! Hey, what's your name?
Ivan.
Hi.
So I was here to ask, was there ever a particular segment that you actually had to sit there and like re-record over and over? I know that, but was there ever one that was like the problem?
Such emotional roles.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there were definitely like certain scenes that I can't remember now that like I had to go back and forth with very like specific notes. But for season 1, episode 3, where I'm having that moment with Vi, that was 2 takes and they used the first one. In case you are confused as to what I'm referring to, that's when I'm screaming, crying, "Why did you leave me?" etc., etc. Yeah, we only did that twice because I was a little girl, and it is hard for anyone to do. But they dealt with that moment with such compassion, and they really wanted to take care of me in that moment and make sure that I was okay, that I wasn't overwhelmed, because all of that was coming from a place, again, of authenticity. I keep bringing up that word because that's what comes to my mind when I think about Arcane, is authenticity. But yeah, they really took care of me. They gave me... David Lyerly actually called me the night before I was recording that called my mom and was like, hey, like, can I just talk to Mia for a second? She was like, yeah. And he just kind of gave me a rundown of what was going to be happening that next day because he knew it was going to be emotionally taxing for anyone, you know, not just an 11-year-old. So, yeah, other than that, I know I'm answering the opposite of your question, but when stuff like that comes to mind, I'm always just kind of like, yeah, things are usually recorded over and over and over. Even, you know, for this show, so many takes, but for that scene, twice, one and done, basically.
And that had to be probably the most legendary scene, by the way. Like, David Lyerly is a dear, dear friend of mine, and he told me about this moment with you. And he could not stop raving on the rooftops about your performance and the connection that you guys had during that scene and how pure and authentic and just amazing and raw your performance was. And you absolutely did not lie. You broke our hearts. It was so moving. It was phenomenal. And yeah, you could tell that it was real and beautiful job.
That means a lot. Thank you.
All facts.
Thank you. I loved it so much.
Phenomenal work. I was just surprised because I'd come from sort of open world games where sometimes you do one take of each line. And then they were like, do it again. And I was like, really? And then my OCD kicked in and I was like, I want to do it again. But that was amazing because it was more like, you know, when I used to do, you know, like rehearsing for plays or on camera stuff, I was like, oh, it's back in that world. It was a really exciting way to work. So yeah, I got to spend a lot of time, I felt, on each individual section of Maddie and sort of perfect it and play and all kinds of things. Experiment, it was fun.
Fun question, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's your name?
I'm Ali. Hi.
Ali, hi.
My question is, what was like your favorite either scene to watch or record throughout just like both of the seasons?
Shit. Can I say that?
Yeah, it's a PG. It's PG. You're good. You're good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm doing good though. That was the only one.
Mike.
Oh right.
Mike.
Hi. All of it is so beautiful. I can't really put my finger on one. I really loved recording the scenes with Vi. Again, like when you're doing voiceover, you are alone in a booth. You are not recording with your fellow actor, which sometimes can make it really difficult. But I want to say Haley had recorded before me, so they were able to play Haley's lines in my headphones, and I was able to respond to that. So it just felt really, like, real and very safe. And I love that side of Vi, and I love that side of Vi and Powder's relationship. So definitely those scenes when they were just kind of talking to each other, sister to sister, probably my favorite.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, that was really the pivotal moment of the entire show as far as I was concerned. You know, I knew very little about League of Legends lore when I watched the show. I mean, I was already, you know, Evelyn in League of Legends, and I thought maybe there would be a tie-in to the characters there, but of course Evelyn does not appear. And by the way, FYI, I've gotten this question a lot. Shoola does have nails that look like Evelyn. There's no connection, but so many people are like, doing the map, like, wait a minute, the claws. But no, I have to say, I did know about Jinx's character in the video game, and that was she was this, you know, wild, off-the-cuff, you know, firecracker. And so it was amazing to see the evolution of her in that scene. I never expected that I was gonna have the sympathy that I did for her, seeing her come from, you know, her beginnings as Powder to how she wound up as Jinx. And that I would relate to and just feel so much, again, because of the extraordinary performance. So, yeah, that was my favorite scene, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat the early Powder and... It's hard to, you know, because it laid the groundwork for it. I mean, I think that's honestly the reason that the emotional core of the show was so successful is because you laid that emotional groundwork and did it at such a young age.
Whenever people say that to me, I'm
it's
like...
unreal. It is unreal.
It's so... Even like this last season 2 premiere that I was lucky enough to go to, Alex and Christian, the showrunners, came up to me and said the same thing. They said that again, and I was like, it just is so crazy to me.
Right.
The work you did on the show, it was unbelievable.
Thank you.
Truly unbelievable.
That means a lot.
My favorite scene for Maddie was just probably the intro with Vi, only because I got my hopes up and I thought, do I secretly ship Maddie and Vi? Sure. Do I secretly ship Maddie and
Girl,
everyone?
they're
Sure.
gonna get you.
Early, who put your hand up here if
They're
you came
gonna
to my
get
table
you.
earlier with a picture of with a little ship for Maddie and Heimer. Who was that? Where are you? Show yourself.
That was crazy.
I got all excited. I can't stop thinking about
Yo,
it.
some of these ships,
Can't stop.
y'all are
Creative.
creative.
Such a fan.
I'm like, okay, sure. What the hell?
Sure, why not? It's Arcane. Anything can happen.
Truly.
Okay, we have just a few minutes left, but I've only got like 4 people in line. So what we're going to do, we're going to do kind of a sort of a lightning round. So real quick, I'm going to go on and say, hey, what's your name? What's your question? And go. And we'll try to get you all through. So ladies, we'll step it up another gear. Oh, they're having a conference.
Oh, sorry. We were saying, do we have to rush out at the time because there's another panel coming in? Because we don't mind have a few extra minutes.
If it's okay with you, then we'll
We're
do
good.
it. Then
Yeah,
we'll
of
do
course.
then we'll do these 4 people at a normal pace. Okay, if it's okay
Yeah,
with you.
We don't want to rush anyone. We're totally fine.
I'm never afraid of you. I'm afraid of your agents.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. In that case, what's your name?
Jalen.
Jayla. What you got, Jayla?
So earlier I was talking to Katie and Mia about like collecting and being a collector, and I want to ask like all of your characters, what do you think they would collect?
Well, Powder is a trinket girl. That's like literally her whole thing. She collects anything and everything. Like, I don't think there's any one specific thing. She just like really loves trinkets. Me too. So.
Yeah, I would say like with Shoola, like I said, I always envisioned her kind of like the Libra symbol, you know, with the justice scales. So I would say she'd probably collect some of those.
Girlfriends. Hey! Here all night. Try the veal.
There you go.
Aw.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right. Thank you. Round of applause. That was a good
Thank you,
question.
love.
Okay. Hey. What's your name?
Charlie.
What you got, Charlie?
Sorry, I have to laugh at that.
You want some water? You okay?
And in the premiere of season 1, did you manage to actually meet your co-stars, everybody else, like Haley Steinfeld, Ella, and you guys together? Did you manage?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was so much fun. That was the first time we had all been able to be together in a long time, probably since the table read. That was the first time me, Haley, and Ella had all been together. Because, and this is not like an unknown thing, obviously things go through recasts all the time, but out of the 3 of us, one of us was not originally cast as our character. So that was our first time as like a family being together, and it was really wonderful. I love those girls. I love everyone in the cast.
I too love the cast. I have not met them all, but I love everyone that I have met. I have not met Ella yet or Haley. Yeah.
I mean, we met at an early screening.
Screening, yeah.
The sound department.
Of
it
the
wasn't
finale.
the premiere. Yeah, it was a little mini screening of like. It wasn't the whole thing, was it?
It was the finale.
Was it?
Yeah. I know, it was
Just
strange.
what a weird thing to scream.
I
like,
think it was
just
because
the
that was
finale.
kind of the magnum opus of, you know, the
Sure.
sound.
We weren't all
music.
there though.
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
only a
that
few of us. I had some catching
Yeah.
up to do because I came in season 2. So
Right.
but I got to meet everyone really officially, everyone at the premiere, and had some great conversations with everyone. It was so lovely.
Yeah.
It was honestly one of the most memorable nights of my life, going to the premiere and seeing it on the big screen, seeing the first act on the big screen, and then meeting everyone. So, yeah, I think I got to meet most people, right? Have you met most people?
Like I said, I haven't met Ella.
Ella, she's so nice, Ella.
I
She's so,
know, I would
she's
love
so
to.
cool.
Doggone it. If only Shoola was cast earlier. I missed all the cool parties.
And actually, I got on really well with Katie Leung, who plays Kate. We get on well in real life.
That's awesome.
But we're both from Glasgow. We're both from the same
That's
city.
wild.
We're both the same age, and we're both called Katie, so it was meant to be.
Wow.
So, yeah, we got on really well.
Hello, Master Jedi. What's your name?
I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
So I know that that Katie already mentioned that Arcane already had some of your quirks and like your personality and your mannerisms show in your character. Did it happen for Mara and Mia?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's one of my favorite things looking back on Powder is she's almost just like an exact copy of my face when I was 10, 11, all the way up to, high school. But yeah, they did the same thing where they recorded us on a camera in the booth, and they would take our mannerisms and some of our facial features and animate them into the show. And I really love that. I really, really love that. And it's very special to have that immortalized forever.
And I personally never received confirmation if they used my likeness at all for inspiration. I've been told multiple times that, I'm thinking maybe. I see a little resemblance. I'd have to shave my head to know for sure, but.
Do it.
Right, I'm on it.
You don't got a razor?
Between Ikora and Shoola, I might as well, right?
So, big question. Do you get a blue one or a red one? Dun, dun, dun! Forever shall the dark side dominate your path. All right, round of applause. That was a great question. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name?
Justin.
Hey, Justin, bring us
Justin.
home.
If you had to voice another character, who would you voice?
In the Arcane universe?
Yeah.
Oh, Jinx.
Jinx.
Jinx. But actually, maybe Vi.
Oh, yeah.
We would be a fire Jinx and Vi.
I think I'm like Maddie on the streets and Vi between the sheets.
Katie.
Whoa.
Katie.
This isn't being recorded,
have
is
to
it?
go.
Like, I don't.
Yes. Oh my God.
Don't tell anyone. Tell everyone.
Hi, I'm Patty. I have a question. What kind of upcoming projects might you have that you're allowed to share with us?
Season 3.
No, no season 3, and we know this.
Yeah.
There are some really cool spin-offs that are in the works, which will be really fun. I have an upcoming Netflix series. I don't know if I'm allowed.
Tell
I
us.
talked about it yesterday.
Tell us.
I talked about it yesterday, but I'm like really not sure if I was supposed to. But I have something on Netflix that's gonna come out. I believe this fall. So keep a lookout. That's gonna be there. Yeah. I have a couple of things in the works that I can't talk about just yet, but there's some really cool stuff coming out, hopefully within the next year, which I know sounds like a long time, but Arcane took 9 years, so I can wait.
Yeah, same. There's so many things under NDA. I definitely have some animated things coming out, but they haven't been announced, so I can't talk about that. But I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, you can find me video game-wise in Dune Awakening. A lot of people have been looking forward to that. Yeah, I play a character named Ilara Tuick. She's the spider, and I also play Margot Fenring. So the game is getting some pretty good traction. So if you're about to play, I think you're gonna have a good time. The beta's gone pretty well.
Woo! I'm in a game called Avowed right now, which I actually forgot to promote. Like when it came out, and then I saw I was driving through LA and I saw a billboard and I was like, oh my God, yeah. My character's Alora. She's a feisty Scottish ginger. That's strange. Why does it keep happening? How weird. Yeah, I feel like I should just dye my hair ginger at this point. I have another animated show that's gonna. I think I would look cute.
You would actually.
I think so. I'm in another animated show that's going to take a while to come out, so see you in another 4 or 5 years, I guess. And I've also started collaborating on some sort of LGBTQ plus indie projects.
Nice.
I want to do more of that because I love. I've not done enough of those kind of collaborations in the sort of voiceover realm, so I'm excited, really excited for those too.
Cool. And one final question. Would you ladies like to take a picture with this wonderful audience?
Of course.
All
Yes,
right, folks, here's what
please.
you do. Come up towards the stage, not on the stage. Come on up towards the stage. We want to take a picture of this amazing cast and all of you. But what I do want to do is kind of create a hole right here, because that way we can all get you on camera. So, kind of, yeah. Keep it.